welcome to our second show of Light Nights.
That's right. We're here for the second week in a row. Coming at you live. Well, not really live, but we're not dead either. From Brevard, Florida, and it is our extreme pleasure. We had such a great response to last week's show. We've got some surprises in store for you this week. And of course, what did we promise them last week, hon?
We have the Kings of Dust. That's right.
That's right. They're going to be here today. They are. Here they are right now, actually. Great album. Their debut album, Kings of Dust. And that'll be debuting, or their interview will be debuting in just a few minutes here. Yes. But in the meantime, we want to tell you what's been going on around town a little bit. What has been going on around town, Lisa?
Well, not a whole lot.
I've watched 3 blades of grass grow today, and the neighbor walk up and down the street 5 times.
Yes, we have.
That's the extent of our excitement.
That has been the extent of our excitement. That has been, yes. Okay, so one thing we got to do this week is we got to venture out and go to Life Care Center of Melbourne. They had an amazing event for all their residents and family members. We got to go and be in a parade, right, Charles?
And see Nina.
And see our grandmother Nina, and
95 years old, going strong.
Going strong, and they had a blast. They brought the residents outside in a safe area, wearing masks, and everybody and family and friends got to drive by and wave and honk and
make signs and read signs and whatnot. It was beautiful. It really was great.
It was, and we want to give a special shout out to Dana and Kelly down there at Life Care, all the crew. They have been angels through this whole COVID thing. Not one single case of COVID-19 there.
Of course, they're extremely diligent in their hygiene and sanitation and watching who comes and who goes.
Yep.
Nobody's allowed to come in and visit, but you can, you can wave at them through the windows and through the doors and whatnot. Let me tell you something. These people are, in my book, they're all angels of mercy. And that's Life Care Centers.
Love you guys so much. They're awesome.
There you go.
Another thing we did is a photo shoot
in
our garage.
Yeah. We usually do photo shoots in our garage with John. That's kind of fun. John Sluter Photography. He's one of the very best around and a very dear friend. He also owns a little company called Decal Donkey.
Decal Donkey.
And he does our Rockstar decals. And this is not garbage. This is really, really well made. I believe this is PVC. I don't know, John, you'll have to correct me on that.
He does kick-ass work. So if you need stickers, he is the man. You can see him or visit him on his website, www.decaldonkey.com, on Facebook also, and John Sluter Photography on Facebook as well.
Or you can reach him at 321-698-8467. 698-8467. That's John Sluter Photography and Decal Donkey. Let's keep going here, Lisa. What else you got up line here? We're giving local shout-outs. Shout-outs to businesses, right, babe?
That's what we're doing. These are all businesses that have been able to keep going during this whole shutdown, with very strict restrictions, however. Cheers to You on Sarno Road. And
they have a drive-through liquor store.
They do. And they have cold beer, liquor, soda, and all kinds of snacks. Audrey and Troy are the owners. They have been running the package store themselves throughout this whole thing.
Bubbles is helping them too.
Bubbles is helping too. Everybody knows
we know
Bubbles.
Those people, yeah.
So go see them. Go make a drive-through liquor run or soda run or something of that nature. They've been open 10 to 10 every day, and a local business that could use some help, right, Charles?
Absolutely. And another local business is Lucy's in the Kitchen.
Yes.
Check this out. You got to go to lucy'sinthekitchen.com and talk to our friend Lucy, she's a fabulous, incredible chef.
She's amazing. She's amazing, and she is doing home-cooked meals for families. You can have them delivered to your door. She's doing all the mask and glove preparation. She'll leave them on your doorstep at whatever time that you want them delivered. She's doing that Tuesday through Friday.
She brought us some chicken marsala today that was just out of this world. She wanted us to
We
sample
love you. It was awesome.
Lucy, keep it up, keep it up.
Manja, manja.
Manja, manja.
You can also pick up your food at the Italian American Club. I'm not quite sure where that's located, but if you visit her website, you will get all the details.
And it's not just Italian food. She cooks all kinds of great stuff. She's a phenomenal chef. She is a chef.
She
and
is.
Very reasonable at that. And she cooks healthy most of the time. You know, she will make you a hamburger if you want one. But she's pretty diligent about the good stuff. Who's next,
She
Lisa?
makes a mean kale salad too.
She does. Who's next, honey?
All right, Ocean's Lending. They have been open throughout this whole thing. They are real estate, mortgage, all that type of stuff, refinancing. So a lot of people have been wanting to refi and do some stuff during this time. They are open. You can get a hold of them online at Ocean's Lending. That's LENDING.com. Carolyn, our good friend, and her daughter Kimberly, they work there and they're awesome. They will get you hooked up if you've got anything going on with real estate. So give them a buzz.
Yeah, so listen, people, if you are the employee of a local business that's trying to stay afloat, or the owner of a local business or manager of a local business that's trying to stay afloat, and by local, I mean anywhere in Brevard, or if you're watching from the other side of the country and you want mention of your local business, please make sure it's not a big chain, because they're surviving without our help. We want to help out the small mom and pops. We'll be glad to give you a shout out. Just inbox us here on Light Nights or Rockstar Entertainment, and we'll do what we can. We'll try and get you on. We're not going to obviously do 50 a night, but we'll spread them out, and everybody will get shout outs. We'll keep it as fair as possible, right, sweetheart?
That is what we're trying to do. And speaking of shout outs, Dave and Lulu.
That's right. That's right. Seaweeds.
We want to give Seaweeds, Mowing, and Landscaping a big shout out. They go all the way from Rockledge to Palm Bay. They can service your needs for lawns, landscaping, all that great stuff.
Did you say they'll service your needs?
They'll service your weeds. How's that?
Ooh, Seaweeds. That's SEE. Weeds.
Anyways, get a hold of them at 321-684-0404. That's Dave and Lulu of Seaweeds.
Mowing and landscaping.
They're great people.
They really are. They really are. So we're going to move right along, babe.
All right, we've got one more special shout out for this week, and that is CHARRON of Isolation Station Studios. We were able to get a little interview with Todd. He's going to talk a little bit about Isolation Station and what he's been doing during this whole COVID-19 pandemic. Right, Charles?
That's absolutely correct.
All right, here is Todd.
All right, we're here with Todd CHARRON of the Isolation Station. If you haven't heard of the Isolation Station, well, you're about to now, right, Lisa?
That is right. We are so happy to have you here, Todd. We love what you're doing, and we want you to tell us all about it.
But before we do that, wait, give me just a second here, Todd.
Absolutely.
Those of you out there who are not aware of Todd or know Todd or his history, let's give you just a little bit of a background, some background information on Todd. Todd is right now in a band called the Belladonnas, which is it's a Stevie Nicks tribute band, and they're phenomenal. Todd's a phenomenal drummer and a very tech-oriented guy. He was in Caddyshack, which was around for, what was it, 9 years?
Yeah, pretty much.
9 years on the Brevard and beyond music scene, and they were just one of the most popular bands in Central Florida. They recently retired. Bands come and go. And part of that, he was in a killer band called, what was that band called? Swamp?
Super
Swamper, yeah. I know that. I'm messing with you, Todd. I'm from the swamp, so there you go. Anyway, Todd's got this little studio that he started here, and he's going to tell us all about it now.
Yes. Thanks, Charles, Lisa. It's always amazing to see both of your faces, first and foremost. And I know, yes, exactly. And I do want to say I am still, a very proud member, and I'm going to correct you a little bit. It's the Belladonna Project.
Gotcha.
Because if people look up Belladonnas, they might find another band altogether. I think there is another band called the Belladonnas. But we, to rewind back to my history, I really am proud of all the bands that I played with, all the artists that I played with. Some ended not so pretty, but I like to make it water under the bridge and move on from things, But most of the time, I can say most everybody I ever worked with were just stayed fantastic friends in my life, and that makes me happy. I'm glad it goes that way. Isolation Station Studio is an idea that I it just funneled into my brain out of nowhere when all this social distancing happened to go down, and I jumped on it really quick. And then I realized there's a lot of other people with the same thought process, which I thought was really cool. It's just a natural, artist wants to survive somehow, and they go into this mode and let's adapt. And it was a really cool thing. So Isolation Station Studio is a small little place that I originally set up for my drum studio, just personal rehearsal, recording, do stuff like that. I hadn't had it all the way set up, and this kind of launched me into getting it ready. And so I took a week, really busted it out, getting the lighting and carpeted and everything really nice, decorated for the most part, and then we have a camera system available to me, and I was able to jump on it really quick, and that was a savior, actually, having that camera system available to me. A guy I work with, his name's Cody Harrington, and he really is familiar with the software and the camera, so we jumped in together, made this thing work. So I reached out thinking I was just going to have a few people, locally be interested in. Within 20 hours, there was 1,200 followers just by putting the name out there. It just caught fire, and it's continuing to grow. I think we're close to 3,000. It's leveled off, and the curve has been flattened. but it really was an exciting, just bring. My phone was going off, and just, you have a new follower. I was like, I almost couldn't keep up with it. And it was really, really exciting. So I had to really be proactive and get artists in there. So a couple of my, I really did. I reached out to a young band, a young artist, and I really admire their dedication for social distancing. They were really worried about it. And so that first artist, I'm not going to name, but I love them dearly, declined it. So I was like, wow, maybe I have a little bit of a bigger battle up against me, than I thought, just to get people to come on and do this. It stopped there though. So what I did is I reached out to friends that I know could do it. So Jeff Bynum was my first artist on there, and he's a great friend to me. He's an amazing talent. He plays violin, guitar, sings. He mixes things up electronically. He does just a really cool versions of different cover songs, and he's just a really unique and talented person and artist. And so
great way to kick it off.
What's that?
So that was a great way to kick it off with someone like that.
That and a fifth of Jack Daniels between the two of us. So.
And I thought Jeff didn't drink, damn it.
No. In fact, he's the one that brought the fifth. He was the because here I am. I wasn't even anticipating playing, and then I bring one of my little hand drums out, and shouldn't have been playing at all. I'm out of sync, terrible. I'm still embarrassed by it, but I'll live with it.
All right, so you did. How many artists would you say you had live in the studio before the statewide lockdown went into effect?
Well, I got in 9 shows, and I didn't think it was going to go into effect as fast as it did when the governor came down and actually said, we got to stop this, and everybody needs to go into social distancing and isolation. So I expected it eventually, but it really did kind of come up as a wall on us when he did it that Friday, or that Thursday night at midnight it was. So yeah. I had 2 really good artists for that Friday and Saturday. I had Matt Atkins and Coleman Wilcox.
Oh yeah.
Friday and Saturday, respectively, in that order.
Those were awesome, both of them.
Jeez, just the some of the best people and some of the most talented.
Yeah.
And so
Matt's teaching our daughter.
Yeah, Matt teaches Dallas. He's a great dude.
He's a great teacher and a great player and a great performer. And Dallas will be all the better for that, working with him. And so we really, I asked them if they wanted to come up and do their own shows, but both on Thursday night, and I couldn't believe how successful that was. After the first show with Jeff Bynum, I learned 2 hours and 30 minutes is a little long for broadcasting live in our atmosphere. So I brought it down to a maximum of 90 minutes, and that seemed to be really nice. So most of our shows went right up to that 90-minute mark, and maybe a little bit under. But that was really cool. So to have Coleman go on first, and then Matt Atkins go on second. And the one thing that was really cool is, and I remember Matt saying it to Coleman, he's like, dude, you're really good. And it's so cool. I've heard your name, in the circles, but it was so cool to actually be able to sit here and watch another artist. Because Matt's a 6-7 night a week gigger. And he's lost all of that, So it was unique for him to have that opportunity, and then nice for him to have that opportunity where he was able to generate some nice tip money. Coleman as well, and for me to see Coleman stripped out, because he plays in a band called Love Valley, and I'm telling you right now, anybody locally in Brevard County, they probably all know who Love Valley is.
Phenomenal band.
One of my absolute favorite
Little
bands.
Band, man, they are awesome.
They just kill it, and those guys are also so much old souls. They break out a lot of James Gang and Led Zeppelin, and I'd rather see Love Valley than I hope I don't tick anybody off, than Greta Van Fleet any day. So.
Oh yeah. I'd rather see Rival Sons than Greta Van Fleet, but whatever.
I'm with you on that, buddy.
And a band you turned me on to, Dirty Honey, baby.
I love Dirty Honey.
They're like one of my favorite bands in the world right now. Anyway, we've got to keep moving here because we want to keep their attention. Are you frozen?
No.
Tell us what you did when the wall came up, so to speak.
When the governor did a shut-in, and I had to respect that for one. And my mom, who is a high-risk person, she has many factors. She was actually coming home, and so I said I should respect that and stop doing the show. So I went for quite a while just rehashing and just telling everybody I hope I can get this going again. And there's a lot of unforeseen future things that could happen or not happen with this. So it turned into just actually a couple weeks ago. It took a couple weeks downtime, and I was bummed out, and I was just bored, and thank God we did some nice Skyping and stuff, or Zooming, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But, Zoom parties.
That's ourselves entertained.
Yeah, totally.
Give me a few hangovers.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so I kind of got influenced by my friend David Reed of the Cherry Down band.
Right,
Cherry
Dave,
Down?
yeah.
And Dave was like, hey man, he in a thread, he's like, why don't you do a Battle of the Bands? And I was like, no, I'm not a big fan of Battle of the Bands. I actually responded that way. But then later that night, it really kind of started sinking in. It's like, well, what the hell else are we gonna do? But how the hell am I gonna pull this off? So so I wrote him, and I was like, well, how the hell? Any ideas? He's like, well, we could have people vote for it, and head-to-head and stuff like that. I was like, well, I don't really want to create a head-to-head competition. I want a community to kind of work together, at least as a bulk team and cliques or whatever. I'd rather see that than head-to-head and dividing people. I really didn't want to. That's the one thing I've always hated about the battling and the arts. It should not be happening. We should all get along and support each other.
Absolutely.
Even if a guy's gigging across the street from me, I'm going to tell people, hey, on breaks, run over there, go see him, check him out, his band, her band, whoever's band that is, it can be. I'm going to tell them, there's also these people playing, that. You ever wonder why McDonald's and Burger King are always so close to each other?
That's for competition.
Yeah.
All the stoners in the world now.
Yeah, Yeah. But, they might catch you, you might be going like, hey, I'm driving south on so-and-so road, and you know what? Burger King's on the right. I'm going to go in there instead of McDonald's because, pretty much the same thing, pretty much. But anyhow, I digress. I came up with this idea of an acoustical showcase face-off, and where I'm grouping, and it has yet to happen. I'm still waiting on entries. May 3rd is the deadline, and I would say midnight May 3rd, which is this coming Sunday. I definitely need more entries. I haven't really gotten to a satisfactory amount of entries yet. I still have people, that I've reached out to that said they're coming with their entries, so I'm kind of on the fence with that. But I really want to make this where it's a group effort. Let's say I have 3 to 6 artists in a group, and then those 3 to 6 artists make a team group, and I'm naming each team group after a local venue that has supported live music in the Space Coast. So it was really a quick, easy approval by all the general managers and managers that I reached out to. Open mics, he's like, oh yeah, man, as long as it doesn't make us look bad. I'm like, well, I never want to make this area look bad. Tracy's Lounge, she's like, please, that's amazing. Now these places are still open for business. They're still serving food to go. I'm not sure about open mics. Open mics is focused mostly on his coffee brand.
They're actually started today.
Back up, so that's awesome.
Like pickup.
Take out.
Yeah. It's a nice opportunity for our local, any kind of business really to be able to still generate some income, even if it's on a reduced level. But so we got open mics, like I said, Tracy's Lounge, like I said, grills. So that includes Riverside and the Port, and then we have Squid Lips, which includes Cocoa Beach and Melbourne Riverside.
Awesome.
So I hope I'm not missing another one. I think I have another one I'm blanking on right now.
You have 4, right?
Sorry?
You have 4, right?
No, I think I have a 5th, and I'm really blanking on it right now.
Well, so these people that are submitting, what is that detail?
Is it one song or a group of songs? Is it original? Is it covers?
All right, so between original covers, it's up to the artist.
Gotcha.
And the artist can be up to 2 people. The artist, themselves.
So a singer, a guitarist, the keyboardist, the singer.
Right, it can be a duet or a solo artist, doing their thing. I really don't want any backing tracks to a degree, maybe a little keeping a drum beat or, something like that, a shaker track. I mean, that's no big deal. I really want it to be as organic as possible, but you can produce it as much as you want. Like, we're talking on a phone right now. There's some great audio that can come off of these phones.
Yeah.
It surprises me, but I do know there's other people that are a little more tech savvy, and like they shouldn't worry about it. If they have the ability to present themselves, their product that way, more power to them.
Yeah.
So it's not a technical competition. It's an artistic competition.
Yeah, listen to the song. It's a 5-minute maximum length of the song. You can do an original or a cover, and I've had mix sent in already of originals and a balanced mix. So I think that's cool. So the artist comes in. I'm really going to pull their names out of a hat to make the teams, and then from there on, we're going to present, depending on how many, either the entire show as one competition, or I'll break it down to a couple different episodes, have to be determined there. But we will really drive. I want to drive fans to vote after the show's over. We'll put a Facebook poll up on the page. I verified I can still put a poll up, but they haven't yanked that away from us yet. And on that poll, the entire count of votes goes to the team's number. So let's say Team Tracy's Lounge gets 1,500 votes. Team Open Mics gets 1,600 votes. Well, then Team Open Mics wins the overall competition, unless over the other teams. Like if it's that, if it's going to be that close, or I don't know. I really have no idea.
I gotcha.
No judges, no really technicalities except for make your video, make it as organic as possible, and keep it under 5 minutes.
Very cool. Is there is there any sort of prize or reward system other than bragging rights?
Initially, no. Initially, not at all. There is no financial reward or outcome. It's just a friendly competition to kind of, but now you got your tip information up here, on the page, and people can still work and generate tips. Fantastic. But now Heike and the Brevard Live people caught wind of it last month when I was talking about it, or earlier this month, and I asked Steve, what it got me thinking. I was like, do you think Heike, with Steve Keller, I asked him, I was like, do you think Heike would do a cover of the winners? And she came back with a absolute yes.
Awesome.
That's cool.
The goal is to have this done and wrapped up by the June episode, the June release of Brevard Live magazine. So, winning group can be on the cover of our prestigious local music magazine, which I think is just really cool.
That is very cool.
In my 30 plus years playing in this town, I've been on it twice. So
Not too shabby.
yeah, lucky me.
Anyway,
And I'd like to thank them.
why
They
don't
did
you
a nice
tell our
spotlight.
Todd, I'm sorry I didn't hear you.
I spoke over you. Go
Why
ahead.
don't you tell our audience where they can go to see the competition, and
Yeah.
if there's any other artists out there who'd like to get involved in it before May
Third at
midnight,
Yeah.
where they have to go to get this done.
Yes. Okay. It is Isolation Station Studio. It's a group on Facebook. So you go in and you ask to join the group. I think anybody can allow. If not, I got a couple, besides myself, a couple other administrators that can jump in and approve membership rather quickly. I mean, we don't let it sit around. Then you can submit your video even before that to Isolation Station Studio at gmail.com. So it's all one word, Isolation Station Studio at gmail.com. And like I said, that's May 3rd is the cutoff. No matter how many submissions, if I didn't make my actual quota that I'm going for, I'll figure something out and do a contest still that way. Even if, if it's 10, it's 10. If it's 12, it's 12. If it's 16, it's 16. We'll make the competition fun. So
We got you. Well, Todd, we want to thank you for spending some of your valuable time with us here this
I
evening.
know, and it's so awesome that you're doing this. Thank you for keeping all the musicians here entertained and
hopefully
busy
making a few
and-
bucks.
Exactly.
I hope so. That
Yeah.
was the whole initiative of it all, was to get tip money for these artists losing all these gigs. So
Yeah, everybody's lost their gigs. On a brighter note, we got 2 notices today. Some businesses are cranking back up, and we have 2 gigs coming up.
nice. Bravo. Bravo.
I don't know
Love
if I don't know.
I'm scared.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
I'm getting plexiglass to go around us.
I mean, one of those little drum screens, just put it around you. Right?
Yeah, that's a good option too.
Yeah. Anyway, folks, this has been Todd CHARRON from the Isolation Station Studios.
Yeah, we
Once
love
again,
you, man.
we love you, brother, and
Thank
our
you, Knights.
guest, your lovely bride as well. Hopefully, we'll talk to you Saturday.
I hope so.
We'll
Be
see.
filming.
We'll have a drink
Thank
together.
you.
Cheers.
Later, guys.
All right, thank
Bye.
you,
Take care.
Todd.
All right. Thank you so much, Todd, for coming on and explaining what's going on with Isolation Station Studios. You guys get those tapes in. We know there's a lot of talented people out there that can do this contest with him. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And you might make the cover of Brevard Live magazine.
Yeah.
We worked with Heike for years, and that was great. And of course, making the covers, it's no small deal. You get a lot of the E word. I'm not going to say it. The E word. You get a lot of the E word.
The E word.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, we're going to move right along here, aren't we, Lisa? Let's do some new releases.
Go for it.
Okay, well, Lucinda Williams has a new album out. It's called Good Souls and Better Angels. Lucinda Williams, she's a talented singer, guitar player. Been around forever. Check that one out. The Killers, Fireborn, brand new album out. Ice Age, Lockdown Blues. That's a good album. Yes, sirree. The Strokes got a new one out called The New Abnormal. And I guess the new abnormal is normal, right?
Guess
Don't
it
you
is
think so? Yeah.
normal to be abnormal.
Fiona Apple, nobody's really heard from her for a
Gosh,
while, have they?
In a long time.
She's got a new album out called Fetch the Bolt Cutters. Not sure what that implies, but let's just leave that there for now. Drake's got a new one out called Tootsie Slide. Imagine
Drake.
that. And then, of course, 21 Pilots have a new album out. I'm not sure what it is, what it's titled, but they've got a new album out. Sam Hunt's got a new one called Southside. And the 1975, remember those guys? If you're too shy, let me know. And now for something a little heavier, got the new Trivium out, What Dead Men Say, in the New Testament, Titans of Creation. So be sure and check out some of these new releases. All right, help keep these artists alive nowadays. As far as the television, what's new on tele? Well, we got the new Beastie Boys story. It was on Apple TV. We watched it the other day.
Awesome.
Listen,
Very entertaining.
We were never really fans of the Beastie Boys. I know. You loved them. I was never really a fan, but now I have some respect.
Yeah.
I do after watching this story, and they put together this documentary and this live talk. It's really well done. Check that out, the story, the Beastie Boys story. It's great on Apple TV. In addition to that...
Speaking of Apple TV, there was a little series called Home After Dark.
Well, it's still there.
I didn't say it wasn't. It's brand new and it is amazing. It's a great family show. We binge watched that with Dallas. Matter of fact, her friend Brooklyn Prince is the lead character, and she does a phenomenal job portraying the character that she does. You guys check it out. It really is a good little show.
If you've ever seen the Florida Project with Christopher Walken,
Yes.
You know who Brooklyn Prince is. She was the lead female on that one as well,
Yeah.
and it's great stuff.
She's a great actress.
Absolutely, and there's some more binge-worthy stuff on Netflix out there. Of course, there's Ozark. Everybody seems to be watching that.
Love that
Great
show.
Lisa and I are revisiting Weeds, and
Yes.
you know, it's like it's so funny.
It's a great one.
It really is. I watched Narcos in Narcos, Mexico, because being from South Florida, I can kind of relate to some of that a little bit, and they're great stuff there. There's that series You, honey.
Oh, You.
So
About a
every
serious
breath you
stalker.
take.
I liked that one more than Charles did.
Yeah, no, I'm not about stalking. Stalking scares me. And there's a new one out called Lock and Key, and the lock is LOCKE and key, and that's a great little show along the lines sort of Harry Palmer type stuff. But did I say Palmer? Harry
Yes.
Potter type stuff. You can tell I'm a huge fan. But it's that stuff. And then there's Damnations, Blacklist, and The Outer Banks.
Outer Banks was very cool. I enjoyed that one a lot.
It's a good show. It
Yeah.
makes me want to move to North Carolina, but not during the winter. There's also a great film out there right now. It's called Extraction, starring Chris Hemsworth. You all know him as several things in the movies and whatnot. It's a pretty cool movie. There's some subtitles because it's most of it's shot, I believe, in India or the Middle East somewhere. But it's a good action thriller. You should check that out, Extraction. And on Prime Video, right now, we've been watching the South by Southwest short films because the whole festival was canceled, right, Lisa?
It was due to COVID-19.
Well, yep. And so they are showing it on Prime Video, or a lot of them. I think there are 35 shorts and features going on right now, and there's some really good stuff there. We've been checking it out. Make sure you do that. And speaking of weird stuff, check out The Boys. The Boys. It's about socially inept superheroes, and it's a trip. So there you go with all of that stuff. Those are the new releases for this week. Lisa, do you have some birthdays for us?
I do have some birthdays, some later April birthdays. We have James Franco and Kate Hudson shared a birthday on April 19th. both two wonderful actors. Carmen Electra on 420. She had a
Imagine
birthday.
Her and Rodman, I'm sure they celebrated 420 together
Quite a lot, probably, when they were together. So Queen Elizabeth celebrated a birthday on 421. God bless the Queen. Iggy Pop shares a birthday with the Queen as well.
Well, he's the king of punk, whatever.
There
you
you go. And good old Jack Nicholson, April 22nd. He had a big birthday. John Cena, April 23rd.
Wait a second. Isn't everybody living their own version of The Shining right now, Johnny?
I think we are.
Yeah.
So far, we've survived, though, Charles. 424 was Barbara Streisand's birthday. Such a talented lady. Kelly Clarkson shares a birthday with her as well. Al Pacino, April 25th. Now
Say hello to my little friend.
Yeah. Ella Fitzgerald.
Queen of Scat.
We had to share her birthday, April 25th. April 26th, Penelope Cruz, she had a birthday, and she shares a birthday with my cousin Rana.
Oh, happy birthday, Rana.
Yes.
Belated.
Yes, belated. Uma Thurman on the 29th of April. We have the last birthday in April that we're going to mention is Kirsten Dunst. She had a birthday on the 30th. Now today, we have a special birthday. Today is May 1st, and a very good friend of ours, Gabby Boilet. It's her birthday. Happy birthday, Gabby.
Happy birthday, Gabby. And thank you for everything. Speaking of thank yous.
Yes, we want to give a big shout out to Debbie Seiler of ITG Realty. She is an amazing realtor. She has been working very hard during these times because people are still very interested in real estate. She is an expert of
I have no idea. Don't look at me.
Melbourne Village. Thank you very much. Melbourne Village real estate, but she is a wonderful realtor for the whole Brevard County area. So we want to give her a special shout out. She has been a wonderful friend to us and
benefactor.
Yes. We also have a few special shout outs we want to give to some people that have been very great to us. Judy Geyer, we love you. Judy and Greg, awesome friends of ours. They come out and support us at our shows. Carrie and Russo Jameson of Murphy's Law, her and her husband Bill. Thank you guys. We love you guys too. We miss you, and we hope to see you guys soon out there rocking and rolling.
And the whole crew.
The whole crew. And also our dear friends Hortensia and John Law. We love you guys.
John,
we
you're
miss
old.
You guys.
You're so old, John. You're so old, John.
John had a birthday too.
He did. He's old. He's older than me. He's old.
He's what, 163?
163.
I was trying to give you some credit, John.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Anyways,
I
we
love you,
love
brother.
all you guys. Special thanks to you guys. Kudos.
So what's going to go on next, Lisa? We have something special lined up for these folks.
We are going to be speaking with the Kings of Dust here.
We promised them last week, but you know, as luck would have it, life would have it, whatnot, we were unable to do so, but we definitely have them for you in just a few seconds here. Before we do that, can I give them a little sample?
You better give them a sample.
No.
These guys rock.
You ready to bring them? I want to say hello to our friends at We Walk for Autism. They are wonderful people, and we love them very much.
All right, guys, here is Kings of Dust.
All right, so here we are with the Kings of Dust. Right out of Arizona, we've got all four of them with us this evening.
Hi, guys.
Hey, hello there.
If you would, start right here and tell our guests who you are and what your job is in the band.
I'm Ryan McKay. I'm the lead guitarist. I'm Jimmy Taft. I play drums.
I'm Michael Beck, and I sing.
And that guy,
And I'm Greg Chason. I play the bass, and it's my band.
Oh, it starts already.
And so it begins.
and so it begins.
So you're the king of dust.
And these are my princes of dust. Princess. Not prince, princess.
We're just dust.
So that's awesome, guys. I hope you're doing good. For the studio audience out there, this is a pre-recorded interview, and we recorded it a few days before you're going to see it. Actually, several days before you're going to see it because of a change of schedule. But tonight we do want to wish Greg and tonight a very happy anniversary.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. It's been 138 years, according to my wife.
Well, that's not a surprise.
She only has one fault, and I'm it.
Ah, yes. You've probably been doing those Facebook online tolerance things. Anyway, the Kings of Dust have a brand new album out, and it's self-titled. It's called The Kings of Dust, and I've got our copy of it in the mail about 3 days ago,
And it rocks.
and it's been the only thing in our CD player since then.
Oh, cool.
So you're saying it's stuck in there and your CD player is broken? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I tried to get it out, but I don't want to break the door, you know. No, actually,
Needle nose pliers.
it's the
You thought
only
that was an accident, didn't you?
So this is the way all interviews are supposed to go.
Yeah. We love
These
it.
guys.
You guys rock.
Okay, so at any rate, it is a totally rocking album from beginning to end, and I told Greg and the fellows a few days ago one of my favorite cuts on it was "Keep the Spirit Alive," but the whole album is really good. I mean, from A to Z, and I take it from what I've seen online lately, you guys are rising up the charts on a lot of these national rock charts, at least online and radio stations. Do you have any information on what's happening with that?
No one's any more surprised than we are. That's for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I know
Nothing
you
but
haven't
surprise.
listened in a while, Greg. I know you haven't listened to it in a while, or actually since you were in the studio, from what you told me last time.
What, the record? Kings of
Yeah.
Dust record? I've never listened to it.
Never listened to it, and that's one of your normal practices.
Say what? I still
So
didn't hear
you don't do that as a rule.
Yeah, as a rule, I don't listen to. By the time we get done recording and mixing and all that, I pretty much need a break from it. I'll tell you a brief funny story. When I was in Badlands, we were doing an in-store, and they were playing the record, the first album during the in-store, and I mentioned to Jake, this record actually sounds pretty good, and he laughed and he said, "Yeah, right." I said, "No, really, it's the first time I've listened to it." And he said to Ray, he says it's the first time he's listened to it, and they looked at me and I said, "That's just the way it is. I don't ever listen to my past work. I'm moving on to the next thing at that point." So that's kind of where I'm at with Kings. I like what we did. I know it's a good record, at least in my mind, and I know we're happy with it. But I am kind of at the point where I just want to write for the next record.
All right. Well,
Yay, that's good for us.
awesome. You got 13 cuts on this album. Anything else in the can you plan on using later on?
Yeah,
That's everything, right?
yeah, we've I mean, since we have the inability to tour at the moment or to play any live shows, that's kind of where the focus has gone, and it's gone pretty well.
Well,
We have a unreleased track that that you could get when we first did the Kickstarter program. If you did the Kickstarter, you got a unreleased track that's not on the record. And at some point, if we put this to vinyl, that track will probably end up on the vinyl, and we will definitely play the track live. It's a cover track. So
I'm glad you mentioned that because there is a resurgence in vinyl sales.
Yes,
And,
we're trying to figure out whether it's makes any sense cost wise.
Well, we have a few friends around here who've done that. I don't know if you know who Jack Starr is. He's released a couple of albums, both CD and vinyl, and of course the online versions at the same time. From what I understand, he's actually put up on vinyl.
people are
Yeah.
getting back into the live vibe.
Yeah. I'm a big vinyl collector, so I would be really enthusiastic to get this record out on vinyl. It would be the first time any of my music has been on that format ever. So I would consider it a bucket list thing.
And as far as the recording part of it, I mean, the way this was set up, it's really meant to be on vinyl. So that's really the medium we would prefer it on.
And Jimmy wears a lot of vinyl.
Isn't that what lead singers do?
I guess
Promise me he wouldn't let that out.
Tell us about.
They can edit that out. The problem for putting it on vinyl for us is that there's so much material on the disc that would have to be a double record.
Yeah.
And so putting out a double album is pretty expensive, and then the artwork and the double sleeve and all that, while it would be very cool and I would love to do it, we just have to kind of see whether that makes any sense, what we think we could sell versus what we think it would cost for us to do it, because we don't have any financial support. We don't have a machine behind us. We're it. So we just want to make sure that we spend our money in the right spot. We just did the whole T-shirt sticker thing, which has turned out to be very popular. People are doing a lot of ordering of our inaugural T-shirt. Are you guys wearing one?
On KOD.band.
Yeah. KOD.band.
.band.
So if we sell enough T-shirts,
It sounded like you said KOD.bang.
BAND. If we sell enough T-shirts, we would probably take some of that money and put it out on vinyl. We would all like to have it on vinyl.
Yes.
I've been fortunate in my career that some of my work did go to vinyl, but it just came at the tail end of that whole where everything was going to CD. Yeah, we would probably do a pre-order on the vinyls, and it would be a limited edition. So.
Well, that's smart.
Even better.
That's financially smart of you. Having said that, so you guys, you have any plans to do fly-ins or touring after we get over this whole COVID-19 thing?
Absolutely. We had some things in the works before this hit. We got caught up in it just like everyone else. So once we get on the other side of this, we're definitely going to look into that. Have no interest in getting on a tour bus for 4-6 months at a shot, but doing fly-ins, doing a few weeks out at a shot, we'll definitely be doing. Yeah, and anxious for it as well.
So, Mike, tell us what your day job is.
I run a recording studio. I'm a recording engineer and a producer, and the studio that we did the record in. So that's my day job.
Okay, Ryan, what's your day job?
I actually work here with Greg in the music store. This is a Bizarre Guitar and Drum in Phoenix, Arizona. I do some website stuff for him there, and then also I'm a local musician and guitar teacher. And I also tour with another act called Louis Prima Jr. and the Witnesses.
Oh, Louis Prima. Very nice, very nice. And Jimmy.
I'm a full-time dreamer.
What did you say?
Full-time dreamer.
Oh, wow. Typical drummer.
Are you excited?
What are you dreaming about learning music?
That's what we've been asking him.
Sorry. Drummer jokes, you know.
I'm like most drummers. I just hang around musicians.
Well, I heard vocalists do the same thing.
Yeah.
That's
But
awesome.
you have to go easy on them. They're very fragile. Very fragile.
Shut up.
So Ryan gave away your gig, Greg, and I was going to say, give yourself a shameless plug, but he just did. Well, tell him what you do for Bizarre Guitars.
I run Bizarre Guitar here in Phoenix. It's a 6,000 square foot store with roughly 1,400 musical guitars, basses, banjos, acoustic guitars, drums, all that sort of stuff. So we're like a full service music store. So I run this, which is another reason why chances of us getting on a tour bus for 3 or 4 months isn't very good. I have responsibilities here, as do the rest of these guys. And, at some point when my band gets out on the road, then we'll figure out a way to make it work.
There you go. Just do the weekend gigs, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
A week here and there, we
Yeah.
could, we had like 10 or 12 dates booked through Texas, Oklahoma, that sort of thing that we had to put on hold. So, would we go out for a couple weeks and maybe in one of Jimmy's luxury SUVs pulling a trailer? It's entirely possible.
And there
But
you
as far as getting a tour bus, probably not.
but that's the way most bands are touring now anyway. So we wouldn't be all that different.
Jimmy has an airplane, so we could take an airplane to some of the gigs. He's got that kind of cash. I don't know what to tell you.
Being a dreamer pays off.
So make sure you put Florida on that tour.
Well, at least come in and do a couple of shows in Florida. We do have a pretty good rock audience here. As a matter of fact, you will get a lot of the local and regional exposure from this interview. We're going to put it out there big time. And that's because, we roll you guys. And we have chatted before, folks, just so you know.
Well, Michael was one time arrested for having some regional exposure.
Well, he's right in there here now.
That's his only reluctance of going back there.
Isn't here in Florida.
That's right. As a matter of fact, the town we're living in is the town that Morrison was born in.
Born in.
About a mile from here. That guy.
Yeah, you know that.
Well, how about that, Michael? You're in good company.
There we go.
So, Michael, I gotta say this, man, and I meant to say this the other night. We have a friend who lives here. And you could almost be his doppelganger. Rhino.
Which one?
Michael?
Rhino, yeah, Michael.
What's
Kenny
that?
Rhino, the ex-drummer for Manowar. Google
Oh,
him, man.
what's
You're
his
like
name?
his friend, dude.
There is a similarity, you're right. Yeah, now that you say that.
Yeah, it's my brother.
Good thing.
Rhino's he's a good guy.
Yeah.
But you could be his twin. Well, not twin, but very close brother.
Oh, that poor guy.
He must be a really good-looking guy.
That's what he always says that.
Isn't Manowar the ones that wore loincloths and were like really buff?
Yeah.
There's no way. There's no way. Hang on, I think
Hey, you could do the
I'm
Uncle
gonna sick
Sam
to my
one
stomach.
thing.
The thought of Michael in a loincloth is more than I can handle.
Good thing we didn't tour yet, right?
Did you really just say that's more than you can handle?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that would
There
be
goes
true.
our PG rating.
That would be true.
So guys, tell everybody how they can find you, rock band. Are you on any other social media?
Yeah, we're on Facebook and we have an Instagram. You can find us I guess it's at Kings of Dust, right?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, at Kings of Dust. Yeah. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Those are the two social media outlets that we have.
And they can get these albums there as well. And your CDs and merchandise?
Yes,
On the
yeah.
web.
You want to go to KOD.band. We just launched the website 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, we looked at it.
And all of the merchandise is available there. CDs, the shirts, everything that we have right now is available there. And then the CDs they should be available in whatever record store you want to usually go to. So if they don't have it, demand it.
Guys, what's a record store?
Oh, come on. They're still out there.
Sad.
For our younger viewers, yeah. Those were the days, weren't they?
Yeah.
Well, hey, listen, with the resurgence of vinyl, maybe they'll come back. We'll see more of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have a few small ones around here. There's one over in Orlando that we frequent a lot, and they're great. I love to rock and roll heaven.
Rock and roll heaven.
And,
Oh, cool.
I love being able to go in and handle the merchandise. It's great as you go.
Yeah.
Well, and again, the CD is, it's 60 minutes worth of music, a little more, so it's an hour's worth of material. It's got an 8-page booklet in it. I mean, we didn't really do the 6-song 1-page CD type thing. We went way overboard as usual. So it's worth picking up.
We like it. It's awesome.
Thank you.
I wanted to do the real deal with it in case we
Real
broke
deal.
up right after the record came out.
You did what? I'm sorry.
I said I wanted to do the full, booklet and the big production with the release of the record in case we broke up right after the record came out.
You mean in case you booted him out of your band?
Yeah. Well, then I'll just have to get new guys.
No, you guys are too well meshed together. I love your vibe.
You've been together for a long time. Tell our audience how long you've been together.
In this formation here, we've been together roughly around 5 years. And the reason, like I was explaining at another point, the reason it took so long between us getting the band together and then the record coming out is because right at the interim of us four getting together, I was diagnosed with cancer. So I had to put everything on hold while I went through all the treatment. And these guys were kind enough to wait around till I felt like I could take on that kind of workload again. And it literally took over 3 years after the treatment for me to feel like this is something I want to do. I got something I wanted to finish it. I believed in what we were doing. I believed in the material. The guys are great players. And I thought that, at least in my mind, it was something worth saying, something worth finishing. And, if the response is in the indication, I guess I was correct.
Yeah,
That's
well
awesome.
played, sir.
Correct.
Right, absolutely.
In our opinion, at least, you're absolutely correct. And this is a great release. Once again, the Kings of Dust first release, and everything's on it. There's 13 cuts on it. Everything on it is, just awesome rock and roll. Guys, we want to thank you for spending this time with us.
Yeah,
we really appreciate it.
appreciate it.
We really do. We know that you spent more time with us than our audience tonight. Greg,
Well, we appreciate the support.
Absolutely. Appreciate the support.
We don't do hardcore interviews. We like to keep it upbeat, light, friendly, and let people actually see who and what you are rather than, because anybody can be a butthead rock star.
Well, as soon as the camera goes off, we're going to go fight in the parking lot.
Yeah. I mean, that's the beauty of doing, interviews this way. I mean, back in my past life, you maybe got on, MTV or VH1, and then maybe someone got to see what you were like. The way that, the internet and all that works now is people can, do these kind of things, and they can see what the true personality of the people that you're playing with and kind of what they're like, what their mindset is. I mean, we're serious musicians as far as we're very serious about what we do, but, you never make enough money at this to not have a good time. So we try to have a pretty good time. And there's a lot of, what you see in this interview with us cutting up and stuff, and especially me taking unfair advantage of these guys. That happens at every rehearsal and every other damn thing we do. It's just my sick nature.
It's cool, and like you said, there's just no money in music, especially for musicians starting out. If you hate somebody, give them guitar lessons.
Yeah. Well, none of us got into this for the money. I mean, I don't think any of us got into it when we first started playing for the money. It was just something that I almost think it's a calling. Yeah. And there were girls there. But
Chicks, man.
Chick man, hang on, let me move my seat over just a little bit this way. Chick man.
So, you've been to bed, huh?
So, wow, what a buzzkill you are. So we're happy with what we do, and while we can take ourselves seriously while we're recording and this and that, we don't take ourselves too seriously.
You do it for the passion.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's a healthy attitude, man, and it's appreciated. It really is.
Yeah.
We do. We're going to sign out, folks. We want you to remember to go to, tell them what your website is again.
KOD.band. KOD Kings of Dust.
You can get
KOD.band.
the first.
We also have a Facebook page, Kings of Dust Facebook page, and we are also on Instagram.
And YouTube. There's a
And
YouTube channel.
YouTube channel.
Ah, yes. Check out the new videos.
There's 3 videos on there, lyric videos, and at some point once we can go outside again, we have a whole concept for an actual video for the song on the album, What's the Other? And so we will be shooting an actual video, but right now we're afraid we might be arrested if we go outside. So we're going to have
Not because of coronavirus, for other
just
all
for
the
other
other
reasons. Just for all the other reasons.
Corona is the least of
All
our-
right, visitors wanted.
Guys, well, thank you so
We
much for.
appreciate you guys so much.
Very
Thanks
Seriously.
for the
Thank you.
support.
Thank you so much. Appreciate
Thanks
it, guys.
again. Have a great day.
Stay safe and healthy.
Keep rocking. Look forward to hopefully seeing you guys out on the road
Live. Woo!
as soon as all this crap is passed. Once again, happy anniversary, Greg.
Yeah.
You
Thanks,
and your
guys.
lovely- Gentlemen, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, Kings of Kings.
Take care, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, that was the Kings of Dust. Did we not tell you those guys rock? They sure did, and we are so thankful that they were on our show. We really love those guys a lot. We want you all to please go see them on their website, KOD.band. You can buy merch and CDs via their website and keep up to date on their tour dates, because as soon as this COVID thing's done, I believe they are ready to rock and they'll be doing some touring. Can't wait for them to come to Florida. Speaking of Florida, we've got another rockin' dude, my swamp man hubby, getting ready to tell you a little more about the Everglades. Here he is.
Isolation. You're just now getting used to it. I spent a damn good part of my youth dealing with it on a daily basis. My nearest neighbor was 3.5 miles away. School was 62 miles away. During the summer, when there was nothing going on, the weekdays, when the bar was closed, usually I was the only one there. What did I do? Well, I swam, I fished, I shot a lot of pool all by myself. We had 2 regulation style pool tables, shot 25, 30 games a day. Got really good. So good, in fact, that I don't really care for pool anymore. Did a lot of fishing. Some of the things you heard were crickets and frogs and gators croaking. You heard the birds in the skies. You didn't hear any vehicles out there like you hear here in our house. You didn't hear that stuff. The isolation was complete. Every now and then you'd hear a plane going over on its way to Miami or leaving Miami. Every now and then a plane would hit the swamp. Happened a couple of times. Isolation. I'm used to it. Are you getting used to it? That's life in the Florida Everglades.
All right, that was some pretty interesting stuff there, babe. And you were right. You were pretty darn isolated back in those swamp days. I don't know how you did it. I'm feeling claustrophobic being isolated like we are these days.
Well, I wasn't stuck in the house.
Well, I get that. You were roaming free, and that was a good isolation. You are right.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in to our second show. We really appreciate all the positive feedback that we've been getting from all of you guys. And if you really like what you're seeing, please go check us out on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel. We could use all the love we can there, and keep watching.
Yeah, that's the ticket. And remember, you're under no obligation whatsoever. And we hate to have to ask this, but if you'd like to make a little donation and maybe give us a virtual tip, you can do so, and it would be tremendously appreciated. We have been out of work like a lot of people for 7.5 weeks
October
now.
10th.
So that's quite a while, yeah.
It's a
We've been
while.
out for, and hopefully this thing will go away soon and we can all get back to leading normal lives once again and hang out and have a beer or 6 or 7 or 9.
We can't wait to see all of you guys
really can't.
live and in person.
And you want to come sing with us, we'd love to have you come sing with us, right, baby?
That is
Where,
right.
where would they go to make that virtual tip?
You can give us a virtual tip at paypal.me/rockstarfla, all one word. It's
PayPal back. .me
PayPal.me.
as in M-E-Me?
M-E.
Me.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, honey. Go on.
Anyways, thank you guys again so much for tuning in. We will have another show for you next week, and we have a special guest or two, right, Charles?
We do. We have some pretty cool stuff in store for you, and hopefully you'll come around and check it out. In the meantime, we're going to leave with some more of some really good stuff here. There's some more Kings of Dust right now.
Kings of Dust. Yeah, let it rip, babe.
I'm letting it rip. You got to be careful when you say that. Don't forget we had beans with dinner tonight.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
There they
Listen
are.
to that bluesy intro. Oh, there goes the bluesy intro.
Remember, buy local, eat local.
Support local music.
Local.
Music.
See you next week. Down, Gator, down.